Hey guys, we're here with Sam Goodman, local pro fighter. He's got 15 wins, 0 losses. And yeah, local boy from Albion Park. He's happy to come and have a sit down with us for spilling the tea with Joey E. So, Sammy, what made you get into this sport?
I actually wanted to get into wrestling to begin with, and I was into my WWE a fair bit. But after I dislocated my elbow, we thought we better give the wrestling a bit of a miss and start with boxing. The boxing just took off and enjoyed all the training, and then before I knew it, I was having my first fight, and yeah, just one thing led to another. I started winning fights, won my first Australian title, and then gave the footy away, and it was just all boxing.
Yeah, well, speaking about footy, I remember we've been sponsoring you for a long time now. I remember the footy fight night back in the park, Albion Park Oak Flats Rugby Club. I remember you there as a young fella. We would come and watched you. I think, would that be when you first kicked off boxing around, what was it, 18 or younger than that?
No, I would have been about, I'd say 14, about 15 or around then. So
I was you now, sorry?
24.
24, so wow.
I've been doing it for a while. Like my first fight, I think I was about 11 or 12, so that was down in ACT. So I'd been doing it for a while there. So but yeah, it was something since early days I always knew I wanted to do, and always knew I wanted to be a world champion.
Yeah, awesome. And like you've come a long way since those footy fight night days out at Park there. I think that was an awesome fight, man. It's probably one of the best fights I've seen so far. Your performance, one of. How did you rate that fight yourself?
Look, he was a tough opponent. You know, it was my toughest test, and it brought the best out of me. You know, so it was a great challenge, and it was a guy many people in the division didn't want to fight and were avoiding. So it was a great fight.
Man, it went the 12 rounds, bro.
It was a great opportunity for me to show how good I was, and to really let everyone on the world scene know that I'm here not to muck about, and I'm here to win world titles.
And you definitely did, man. Like that fight, like leading up, like I was like, man, I've got to download this and watch it. And watching that 12 rounds, I was like, far out, that's probably the best fight I've watched in a long time, you know. And seeing you just win that I was super proud of you, mate. That's unreal. And so with that 15 wins, 0 losses now as a pro fighter, so your next fight, will that be the title fight, do you think?
I don't know. I've got to see how the division sort of plays out. So I am mandatory to fight for the IBF belt, but there could be a deal between Tapala's the guy I'm meant to be fighting. And maybe if Inoue beats Stephen Fulton, I think they want to unify all the belts. So So I've sort of got to see how the division plays out, and if they decide to do that, I could be on the sidelines and sort of waiting for my shot. So I'm seeing what's going to happen with that fight in 2 weeks, and then I'll know what my next move is. But look, I won't be waiting out. If those two fight each other, I'll be taking a couple of fights in between. Similar to the situation Timmy's has almost been put in.
Yeah, for sure. I noticed you were trying to get it to Wollongong, man. Like you were saying, let's try to get this to hometown. But what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that'll...
I think it's a big possibility, especially if Inoue and Fulton, something happens there where, that fight gets delayed and I get the shot against Tapalo's. I think it's a big chance of coming to Wollongong. So
that'll be awesome. How good, man.
Even if not, I'll still be pushing for a fight to come to Wollongong. So I've waited my turn. I've done my bit. I've won all the fights they're put in front of me.
Man, that mad bunch.
Wollongong should be next.
With Wollongong's next, that mad bunch following you got, man. That'll be crazy, man. That'll be like pack the stadium.
100%. It'll be enormous. So I remember the frat club. We packed that to the rafters. Had like 800 people in my fourth fight and stuff come to that. So
you always pack crowds. Like always.
Entertainment centre. I think it'll just be bigger again. So looking forward to it. But look, I'm just staying ready, doing my bit, and waiting for the opportunity.
And that in the meantime, I guess.
100%, always.
Oh, it's going to be good to see what eventuates there. You know, if it's going to be in Wollongong, like see how the fighters play out, and then if you get that title shot, man, we'll be there definitely to support you. Like I said, like we've supported you a long time since you were young, and now where you are now is just amazing, man. Like it's unreal. So who's your biggest inspiration in boxing? Who do you look at and think, far out, man, that guy really lifts me up, and like I want to be like to that level? Or are you at the point now where you're at, I'm pretty much there, I just want to be the best I can be?
Yeah, it's pretty much, I've got my own goals, and that's what drives me. But look, I'm also, I'm doing it for a lot of people. I don't want to let my coaches down, my family. So it's I want to make them proud as well. But look, it's about my goals and what I want to achieve. So there's no one person I look at and go, I want to be like him. Or
yeah, for sure.
Watch fight.
Yeah.
Look, I'm on my own path, and I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah, 100%, man. And you've shown that like over the last like I guess few years, man. Like you've always said you wanted to be the best, and you always had that potential, but you never had a good shot at it. And I think that last fight's just like you said, shown the world who you are and what you're about. And I think it's gonna really take off if you get that next fight in the home, like in Wollongong. It's gonna be awesome. We'll be there, man. So what does it mean for you to be a fighter, I guess? Like, for you, yourself, as a fighter? Is it like, obviously you've done it for so long now, 10 years you just said, so since you were 14 and now you're 14, 15, now you're 24, like you just, I guess you've lived it half of your life. Like, what's it mean to you to be that champion?
It just is my life, to be honest, so it's who I am.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, everything I do every day is drilled towards, being the best fighter I can be, so and being the best I can be. So it's look, it's my life, it's my passion, and every day I wake up with trying to better myself at that.
I see it too. I see some of your stories, like you wake up in the morning, grind on that 10k run or whatever you do in the mornings, and then you're training in Sydney. Still, are you training?
I train in Central Coast.
Central Coast, is it?
Pretty much living up there full time really at the moment. So especially in camp, it's full on. So I base myself up there, and it's away from everything. I don't have any distractions, and it's just me and my coaches and my team. Just all pushing towards the same goal.
Looks like you got an awesome team behind you too. Like seeing that last fight, all of them there. So happy for you when you won that fight, and that team that you got looks like. I guess you're only as good as the team that you got as well.
100%. And they've backed me since I was about 12 years old. So I've been with these guys, and look, it's it's unreal. But look, they're a big reason why I'm succeeding. Without those blokes, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in. So I owe everything to these guys. I probably wouldn't be doing the sport without them. So
yeah, cool.
They're a massive part of it.
Oh, that's awesome. So what separates you from every other fighter in your division at the moment?
I think I'm smarter than them all. I think my boxing brain. I think I know how to execute what I want to do better than anyone.
Yeah.
I think that's what separates me from the rest of them. I know how I have to fight to win.
Yeah.
I do it every time,
Yeah, man.
I fight to my rhythm, and I get them to fight to how I want the fight to go. I dictate everything.
Yeah, I noticed that, man. That last fight, you had him on. You were always on the forward foot, man, when you were boxing, and like it said it there, man. That's like you dictate the fight, man. You did in that last. You showed the world you done that. So that's unreal, man. So can you touch on the significance of representing Australia in the Illawarra on the big stage?
So I've done it plenty it's probably more around it as an amateur.
Yeah, okay.
When you represent your country, and that was
the Olympics.
I didn't do the Olympics and all that stuff. So, but I went to plenty of world championships and Oceania tournaments, and that was unreal. But look, now that I'm starting to fight these international opponents and out of that sort of domestic level, it's sort of coming back. We are flying the flag a bit, and you're trying to put your country on the map. So it's good to have the support of everyone, like from Australia, that want to see you do well. And
for sure, man.
I'm trying to put Australia on the map in
my
division, and I won't stop till I do it.
When you say your division, it's super bantamweight, but you said the other, who was the fighter that fights, is that two combined belts? What other belts would be in that if you have that shot?
So the guy I'm meant to be fighting, Tapales, he's got the IBF and the WBA, so he's got two pieces of the puzzle. Yeah. The other guy is Stephen Fulton, who's an American fella.
Yeah.
He's fighting a really good guy in Naoya Inoue.
Yeah. Okay.
Japanese fella, and to be honest, the Japanese fella's a red hot favourite to win.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very good fighter, pound for pound, one of the best in the world. And
wow.
I think he probably wins, and then they're going to unify all the belts. So we'll see what happens, but hopefully I get the shot before Inoue does or Fulton does, and look, I can take that fight and the title. So.
Well, it looks like you signed with No Limit, and they're putting on some awesome shows, man. Like it's the whole Tim Dazoo, all you fighters that they've got on the cards. Like they're all good cards to watch. It's the best in Australia, really. Like it's like easy, man.
Easy.
And it's good to see that you're fighting under them, so you get to watch them. Like you get to watch you guys. Like it's really good, man. I think moving forward, if they can get a fight with Wollongong, we'll all be there for sure, man. But obviously, your pre-fight rev-up song, that's White Stripes, bro. It's a pretty awesome. You reckon you'll stick with that all the way through, bro?
I think I've got to now. It's just like it. Look, I don't even like the song that much. I just
Sammy good.
At the clubhouse, back when I was 14. So, I think I owe that one to Blakey Jones and my cousin. So they pretty much started all that.
Yeah.
Those two just on the drink on the staircase. So I owe that to them. And now I'm pretty much stuck with it. So I think if I got rid of it, everyone would blow up.
Oh yeah, man. That's the whole lead up to the fight.
Exactly. You hear
it, man, in the ring.
Before, like you're in the change rooms, you're about to walk out, and you hear like there's another fight going on. You can just hear all the boys and that.
Fight started.
All full of piss.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
It's good.
How was the Gold Coast lead up to that? You said you were there for a couple of weeks, and the lead up to that fight. It was that an amazing experience for you? Being up at Gold Coast and leading up to that fight, training up there. Was that like one of the?
It's just a cool place. It's just a mad vibe.
How was the party afterwards, man?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Still getting over it, bro.
Headaches. That's what it was. But it's a good place, the Goldie Line. I fought there once before as a pro.
Yeah.
And I fought there heaps as an amateur. It's just a cool joint. It's the whole fight week, but for this one was just enjoyable though. Like it was just I think it was probably the most enjoyable fight week I had. Like just based on the Goldie, it was going out for walks in the lawn, good weather, like training, slows down that week. So you always get to soak it in and whatnot. But it was just good vibes on the Goldie. Like you're at Pack Fair, all the open workouts. It was packed the whole time.
Yeah, the presser,
people there watching. It was really good. The setup was unreal. So I think it was probably the funnest fight week I had to date. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome to hear because, I guess doing it for 12 years like you're done, you're still having fun at what you're doing. It's good to hear, man, because that's the whole point. Having fun and the competition now, I guess, can on the world stage can take, I guess. For some people, can take the fun out of it, I guess, and to hear that you're having fun doing what you love doing, man.
There's
how good's that?
There's always a bit of stress.
Oh, for sure, man.
But not even stress, but it's you got a job to do.
Yeah.
You have to enjoy it. If you can't enjoy it at all, you're not gonna do well at it because you're not gonna have 100% of your focus and your effort in that. So, like I said, it's my passion. It's what I like to do.
Yeah.
It is enjoyable for me.
No, it's good to hear, man. Have you got anything to say to the younger boxers coming up? Because we've got a fight night coming up locally. It's Battle of the Businesses, and a young guy, it's my nephew actually. He's just started, but he does boxing down Industrial Road, and he's got a passion for boxing. But is there anything for these young fighters that you want to say to those younger fighters coming up to get to your level where you are now?
The only thing, there's no secret sauce or tips I'm going to be able to give someone that's going to change everything, but the biggest thing that anything I've ever achieved to is just consistent hard work. And you hear it all the time, but consistency and of the right work as well. You've got to be working correctly.
Yeah, okay.
But
that's where that team comes behind you too.
100%. You know, I'm confident that it's the right work that I'm putting in, but it's consistent. You know, it's consistent every day, drilled towards a goal of being a world champion. So it's just that consistency is the biggest part. You know, it's so many people, you know, I see for 6 months and they go hard like for 6 months or maybe a few years, anything, and there's just a drop off when, you know, they walk away for a few weeks, maybe come back a little bit. That's a bit hard, you know, so they drop off again for a few months, come back again, and then it's just like, nah, I'm not going to do this ever again. So it's just that consistency of, you know, you don't really take too many breaks or breathers. You've got to stay at it, and you got to stay, you know, focused the whole time.
I couldn't imagine that, like, day in, day out, you know, boxing training, like, you know, in my younger days, the physical fitness of boxing training, I used to do in a mate's garage, and, you know, set up like all the training bags, and that was probably the fittest I've ever been in my life. And we used to just train in his garage, so I couldn't imagine how fit you would be doing it every day, consistent. From morning, that's what you live and breathe, man. And you've been doing it for how long now? Like 12 years, man. And like you say, consistent. It's crazy, man. So that's why you are where you are now, because you're saying it's consistency. It's like you're saying to these young guys, it's the right team behind you by the sounds of it. And that's why, like, you know, all your pieces of puzzles come together for you. And no, you've worked hard for it, man.
100%. You do need a bit of luck, you know. I've still had some things that have, you know, fell into me place, you know, in terms of like just you land on your feet in some situations, you know.
Well, luck is what happens when,
you know.
Yeah, I reckon luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity, and I think
100%.
Like you need your luck, yes, but you got to prepare and create your own luck.
Not so much I'm saying in fights or anything, but just things outside the sport or the politics of the sport, you know, that have fortunately gone my way.
Yeah.
You know, like with the signing with No Limit, you know.
Yeah.
That was unreal. Like so that
for you for sure.
For exposure and all that sort of stuff, but it's, you know, you do need a little bit of luck, but you got to stay consistent. You stay consistent. You do all the right things.
Yeah.
It's going to happen for you.
Yeah, for sure.
It's happening now, you know.
Yeah, it's unreal, man. It's good. It's good to hear, man. And I appreciate you coming in today as well.
All good.
Like taking your time out. It sounds like you're living up Central Coast now, so it's a bit out of your time to come down and see us, and we appreciate it. And it's good to see you on that world stage now, man. And you know, like, the last, like, I don't know, pro, ever since you started pro, it's always like, I went semi-fighting, you know, and actually you said to get on and have a bet on you the last fight. I missed it, and like, I missed the bet, you're like, well, you want to win some money because you were the underdog, man.
100%, it was the first time, so I've actually got, you know, a few times I've had like decent odds maybe for like a knockout or a decision or whatever, so you can bet on the markets, but this was the first time I went into a fight head-to-head as an underdog, you know.
How good's that?
All the boys were having a crack.
Oh, they would have, man. No money you had to
I think
they would have some money on you.
I think a few of the boys but look,
responsibly too. Good times.
Not much of that from my bunch, but look, it's they want a bit of coin, so
yeah. That's awesome, bro. Well, thanks heaps for coming in, Sammy. Yeah, appreciate it. Keep your eyes peeled, people. We've got a massive giveaway with Sam coming up.